Welcome to Commodore Countdown. I'm Alexa Galloway here with Varun, Raghupathi, and David Lauterbach. The Falmouth Commodores are facing the Cotuit Kettleers here at Lauterbach for Game 2 of the Western Division Finals. Last night, Falmouth beat Cotuit 3-1. Varun, we'll start with you. What worked for Falmouth last night?
Had to have been the early start. Now, in all three playoff games for Falmouth, the Commodores have scored at least one run before the end of the second inning, and that was no different last night. Matt Uresti, three-run shot to right, and that was it for Falmouth in terms of offense, but that's really all the Commodores needed. It's not necessarily that Falmouth had a lot of offense, it's just that when it came, really helped Falmouth later on in the contest.
So besides hitting, David, what else did you see?
Well, Alex Young was just dominant. Varun and I feel like we're sounding like a broken record. Every time he starts, we say this is the best start. Well, last night, hands down, it was his best. 8 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned, sadly. A walk and 8 strikeouts. He just made them look silly. I remember there was 1 strikeout early in the game. A Kettleer went up to the plate. It was a full count. He threw a changeup on the outside, or he threw a backdoor slider. The guy started to walk to first and then said, you know what, nope, I'm done. That's a strike 3, and just walked right back to the dugout. So Alex Young was just brilliant last night. And it's a big reason why he was so dominant and why Falmouth was able to take Game 1.
Looking at pitching, tonight's starting pitcher is Matt Falmouth from Georgetown University. He's a 1.35 ERA. David, what are we seeing from him tonight?
Well, we're going to see him try to attack the Kettleers the same way he did in the penultimate game of the season when he went 4 innings against this Cotuit squad and Falmouth won 4-2. Here at Lowell Park. So we're going to see him try to do that tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go at least 4 or 5 innings because Falmouth has really only used 6 pitchers in 3 playoff games. That's Ryan Mosley, Matt Eckelman, Garrett Clevenger, Alex Young, Matt Hall, and Kevin McKenna. So really, tonight, as long as he can do well and go 4 or 5 innings, they can break open the bullpen gates and just use the plethora of pitchers that have yet to pitch in the postseason.
On the other side of the pitching matchup is Jackson McCullen for Cotuit. What do you think from him tonight, Varun?
Well, it's another wild card for Falmouth in terms of a player that it has not seen before. McClellan only made 2 starts in the regular season, the rest of his appearances out of the bullpen. But you look at a guy like Jake Harper, Game 3 against Bourne. And then last night, Logan James in Game 1 against Falmouth. 5 1/3 for James out of Stanford. So if the Cotuit can continue to get good starting pitching, which it's had in the last few games, then things should be fine. However, this could be a bullpen day again because it's a guy who primarily comes out of the pen in McClellan. It'll be tough to see, but the advantage that Cotuit has is that Falmouth has not seen McClellan before, which is tough to say during the playoffs. Matt Hollenbeck has already faced Cotuit, so the Kettleers have an idea of what he's got, but for Falmouth, it's a total wild card, so it'll be interesting to see how that matchup goes early on.
The Commodores have a chance to sweep tonight. What's going to be the key to doing that, David?
Well, for them, I say this every single playoff game, and I'm really sorry for that, but they have to get guys in to score. They've stranded 26 men on base through 27 playoff innings, and that's a big reason why they've only scored more than 3 runs once. They scored 3 last night, 3 in the opener, and 5 in the middle matchup to sweep Hyannis. So Falmouth has got to get them across the plate, and they have to do it more consistently. If you take away that one pad pitch that James threw, an inside fastball to Uresti that he tanked over the right center fence, Falmouth loses that game 1-0. So Falmouth has to do a much better job of consistently hitting, not getting 2 hits every inning, instead getting 4 hits in one, and I guess you could say none in the next, so they can consistently create a picket fence up on the scoreboard.
So bringing players home for David. Varun, what's your take?
I'm going to move defensively. Falmouth needs to focus on every single pitch. Don't try to do anything fancy. I know in playoff time you tighten up a little bit on the field, but Falmouth needs to be focused, deep breath every time, and make sure to make every possible play. Don't try to throw the ball away. We've seen sometimes these guys are flashy players, terrific defensively, but that could lead to an error here or there. And in a series this year that's been so close, every game's been decided by at least 1 or 2 runs. Falmouth needs to make sure that it doesn't have the deciding play in terms of an error. Just play simple, regular baseball, learn your fundamentals, and keep them here tonight.
So be smart defensively. Well, game time is set for 4 o'clock, audio pregame at 3:45 on Ustream, so stick around and join us.